YouTube? What is good? It's Dill back again with another video. I know it's been a long time since I posted. I think it's been like 4 or 5 months, some shit like that. I don't even know, bro. We back consistent, we back dropping. I know y'all been wanting a video. I'm gonna be very vulnerable and authentic in this video, and honestly just give you guys a rundown on basically how I changed my life within 1 year. And before I even get into the video, bro, I have not shown the YouTube my crib. So it's the kitchen right here, cuz, and this is also the setup. So we got the curve monitor, MacBook connected up to that, my phone, businesses, my old business t-shirt, shout out HydroSafe. Then over here we got the kitchen now. This kitchen, bro, I ain't gonna lie, I fucking love my kitchen, bro. I think this is the best part of my whole crib, bro. I got the LEDs under the bar. There, that shit kind of hard. I want to get some more for over here, you know what I'm saying, some more shit, but I'm gonna keep adding stuff to the crib, but really just giving y'all a little mini house tour and shit. I'm gonna make a separate video once I get a haul and shit of the rest of my stuff I got coming in, because I'm put some stuff on the wall up there. I got lights I'm gonna put up there, and then we finna put up some wall art behind the TV and stuff like that. Just make it look a little bit better in the room and stuff, bathroom and shit. I ain't gonna show too much, but you know what I'm saying. This is kind of what we're working with right now, but basically I wanted to run you guys down on how I changed my life in 1 year. For those of you guys who don't know, I'm 19 years old. I'm originally from Kansas City, Missouri. Moved to Tampa Bay, Florida about a year, about 12, 13 months ago now. It's lucky been some time, but within this 12-month span of my life is completely done a 360. I'm here to explain to you guys my story and hopefully give you guys some inspiration on how to do the same thing that I'm doing. Literally a year ago today, for those of you guys who don't know, I attended a college named Wichita State University in Kansas. And honestly, shout out them because I fuck with that school heavy. I fuck with the people there. But during that time period of my life, I was trying to be focused on my business. And at that time, I also had a clothing brand and whatnot. I quickly realized that college isn't really the most ideal place to be focused on the things that you want to achieve, especially when you have a high work ethic and you have dreams for your life. Like, college kind of like puts you in a bubble. Like, for those of you guys who are in college, you guys know, bro. My first day of college, I was 17, turned 18 a few days into college, and then went through that whole year from August 2023 all the way till May 2024 in college. And honestly, it was a good time. I met great people. I love the people there. I love the city of Wichita. But during my time there, I also had a lot of distractions. I was indulging in a lot of smoking. I was indulging in a lot of partying. Just a lot of things that weren't really getting me to where I wanted to be in my life. Even though I knew all along what I wanted to do, and I've already had my business, multiple businesses up to that point, and I've already made money and showed myself that I could do it, but I willingly let myself fall into this trap. And so not only that, but I also got into a relationship while I was in college as well, which, side note, do not do that shit, please, bro. Don't do that shit, bro. Stacking that plus school plus trying to do a business plus a relationship, bro, just did not work out, bro. And I ended up also getting with the girl who really slowed me down from where I wanted to be with in my life. And at that time, I was in love, so obviously I was trying to work through it. I was trying to build around it and trying to make somebody into something that they weren't, you know what I'm saying? So with all of that, of course, financially, I was doing all right. I didn't really have a job for majority of my time in college. I was really just relying on the bread that I had made from pressure washing the year before, and then also my clothing brand that I did at that same time as well. So where my life genuinely changed was when me and my buddies had the idea of just moving to Florida. And so for those of you guys who don't know, I grew up with 3 other friends, and we've been friends since about 6th grade. We all grew up, have been literally best friends ever since that day. And we all just had the idea to just go to Florida and change our lives and just do something bigger than where we're at now, which was in the Midwest at that time. So long story short, we all agreed to it. We all told our parents we're gonna move to Florida, and they had ended up going to Florida about a few months before my college ended. I think it was like January or some shit, something like that. And if you guys watch my old videos, like my video of me moving to Florida, you guys will see the whole thing. So I'm not gonna explain too much of it, but we had moved to Florida, moved them there, and then I came back, finished my 4 months of school that were left, and then I moved to Florida in May of 2024. I think that one decision was what changed my life the most. And a lot of people, and some people who are watching this video have been there from when I lived in Kansas City to where I'm at now, and they've seen the growth. So like, it's really hard to like comprehend and to like explain to people who weren't really there. But it was like a switch, bro. I swear to God, it was literally like a switch, bro. You know, leading up to the days of me moving out to Florida, you know, I was telling my buddies in college, you know, we were all like kind of hanging out for the last time. We kind of knew that this was going to be it, you know. So, you know, I said my goodbyes. I told everyone that I was making the decision to move to Florida. I didn't know what God had in store for me at the time, but you know, I just knew I was going to take the risk. And you know, I'm thankful for everybody who was there during that moment, because that really helped me get to where I'm at now. We got a crib, and me and my homies just split rent 4 ways. Yeah, from there, bro, it was literally just me, my homies, and a dream in Tampa Bay, Florida, man. So like from there, I think we had all got a job at this warehouse. Like that was like 10-15 minutes away from the crib. And we all really needed that shit, honestly, because we had to pay rent. So now we have responsibilities. We're all like 18, 19 at the time. It was 4 of us in the crib, and then eventually one of my homies' girls moved into the house. So it was really 5 of us now. We all were just busting our ass out there trying to make money in whatever way we could. And this point of my life was probably the most pivotal, because I went from being in college and being comfortable and being around people who were also doing the same thing as me to completely altering my life into the adult world, having to worry about bills, having to worry about expenses, caring for myself but other people as well, and also knew nobody at all out here when I first moved out here. So it was just a lot of things going on, bro, and like a lot of people can't really fathom the amount of sacrifice and dedication it took to get through that point of life as well. But doing it with other people definitely helped out a lot, and I would recommend doing that with another friend or with friends if you could, if you want to follow on a similar route that I did. From like June to October of 2024 now, I worked that warehouse job, and while I was working that warehouse job, I was also in school, and then I was also building my business on the side, and also going to the gym and self-improving every day. So this specific time period of my life, while I was working a 9 to 5 and also trying to build my business back up and just getting my life together out here, like that was really, really hard for me. And so like a lot of my old videos that you can see from like a year ago or a little bit less than that, like you'll see where I was at mentally, and it's like it's been an insane growth. One of the last days of September, my best bro Mello had actually got fired from the job, and so ironically, right before he had got fired, we had talked in the room across the warehouse or whatever, and I was like, bro, like if they fire you, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna quit this shit with you. Like, you know, you got my word on that. We shook on it. I was like, bet, let's do it. And because at this time I kind of figured like it was probably cooked. So anyways, we ended up going back, and like 30 minutes later I get a call from my boss, and he's like, yo, you need to come to the front like ASAP. So I go to the front, and then that's when he told me that Mello got fired. So I was like, shit, bro, like this is crazy. So figured out my bro got fired. Literally not even a few minutes later, he calls me up. He's like, yo, bro, I'm in the truck. I know we had said what we just said, so you gotta slide, bro. And so right then and there, bro, was like probably the scariest moment of my life, bro, because not only had I told my bro that I was gonna quit this job, but I was quitting this job with nothing to fall back on. Like up to this point, I was still trying to build up my business, and I'd got it kind of started with the outdoor services and pressure washing, but it wasn't really to where it needed to be for me to feel like comfortable to quit my job. You know, our dumbasses, we was like, you know what, fuck it, bro, let's do it. So I told my boss, literally as soon as I hung up the call, bro, I took off my vest. I went up to all my coworkers, I dabbed them up. I was like, bro, it's, you know what I'm saying, pleasure working with you, bro, but I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? I told the same thing to my boss, and him, the co-manager, the warehouse manager, and like the one of the up aboves as well, all brought me into a room, and they were trying to convince me to stay. They were dead ass trying to convince me to stay at this warehouse job, and I was like, bro, I'm gone, bro. Like they were like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? It's like, bro, I don't know, but I'm gonna make this shit work some way, somehow, bro. And I walked out of there, bro. And that was the last day I've ever had to clock into a 9 to 5, and that was September of 2024. So that was the last day I ever had to clock into a 9 to 5. But all glory to God. That's where the come up really started, bro. So after I left that job, we went back to the crib, and I still remember to this day, like I walked in the crib, and my other bro Gabe was in the house. He's like, yo, why are you guys back from work so early? And we're like, bro, we quit. Like, you know what I'm saying? We're done. I like, Mello got fired, I quit. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, bro, what the fuck are y'all finna do? Like, it was so funny, bro. It was literally the funniest shit ever. And I was like, bro, I don't even know, bro. I couldn't even tell you, bro. So, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy how shit happens and how God works in our favor, bro. All I have is a truck. I don't even believe I had pressure washing equipment at this time, and I had to make shit work. So, ironically, at this exact same week or the week after, I believe, we had a hurricane come out. I think it was Hurricane Helen. So those of you who live in Florida or heard about Hurricane Helen, y'all know that it smacked right into Tampa, and it didn't fuck us up too bad, but it definitely got us good. And so me and my buddies, we started posting on Nextdoor and Facebook groups, basically offering hurricane cleanup as a service to people in the area. So what I was doing was I was helping people out with hurricane relief, and I was charging them, like, you know, nothing crazy obviously, but I was still charging them because I had to make money in order for me to live and, you know, do whatever I wanted to do at this point. You know, I charged people money, and we ended up making like, I think like $3,000 in like a week or two, some shit like that. that, when I touch that type of money, bro, and you know, kudos to my bros and you know everything that happened during that period, but like that showed me that it's possible. Like that was God showing me that, you know, he has my back, that what I want to do is definitely possible. I just have to go out and achieve it. Once I realized that, I was like, alright, bet, like I'm finna go all in on this shit. Like there's no going back no more. So for the next month, I believe it's October, we ran up hurricane cleanup. I was able to get some pressure washing equipment, so I started also advertising pressure washing. And at this time, literally I had barely any bread to put into marketing. So I was really just hitting Nextdoor and Facebook groups, posting my services every day. And then I got money from that and put that into yard signs. And then those yard signs started bringing in more customers. And then I just started rinsing and repeating. And then November and December was when shit really took off because we started doing Christmas lights. So I bought a ladder for like $100, learned how to do Christmas lights through YouTube, and then from there I took off with it. We ran up Christmas lights. We did probably over 5 figures in Christmas lights within November and December. That was a really pivotal point in my life as well, because not only had I just quit my job months before this happening, but now I quit my job and replaced my income with my business within a matter of like 2 months, 3 months. And so boom, right as soon as Christmas light season was about to end, like middle of December, our lease for the house that we're living in was actually running up. And so I think our last day at the house was like January 2nd or something like that. So leading up to middle of December, we all figured like, you know, we're all gonna have to move. Like, you know, we didn't want to re-sign the lease because my buddy had actually wanted to go get a place with his girl and, you know, other stuff behind that. But we decided to not re-sign the lease. So now it had forced all of us to go out and do our own thing. And so this is what led to me going down to Tampa and getting my own place, which is what I'm in now. My bro Danny went to the military. My bro Mello, he went and got his own place as well. And then Gabe, with his girl, had also went and got his own place as well. So at the time, it felt like a crazy decision for us to just all get a crib and then just all split up. But like looking back at it now, you know, like down the road, bro, it was another great decision that we had made. So us leaving that crib had forced us all to like basically branch out and do our own thing and put all the marbles on ourselves. Now we weren't like together working, we were like all separate, all working towards the thing that we can do. And honestly, it's been a blessing because I love having my own place now. I love having my own space. It's quiet, I keep my place clean, and it's my environment. I don't have to worry about nobody at any time. That kind of is what led to me doing what I'm doing now again. We relocated down to Tampa Bay, relocated the business, relocated everything that I had, and then basically restarted my business for the 3rd time now and moved to Tampa, which is an hour south of where I was living when I moved to Florida initially. You know, it all worked in my favor. And so I remember January and February were pretty slow months for the business, not only because it was a little bit colder in Florida, but because I had moved, had to move all my clientele, had to pay for all my moving expenses and stuff like that. So it was definitely a little bit of slower months, but as soon as March hit, we took off with yard signs, we took off with ads, and then we just scaled up from there. So honestly, it's been a blessing, and I feel like God has put me through so much to show me what I can achieve, also inspire others to do the same. It was definitely a lot of obstacles that were in my way to get to where I'm at now. And if you, by the way, if you guys want to see the video of me moving into this apartment, I'll link it above as well. That's also on my YouTube channel as well. So it's kind of crazy that I've documented most of this journey already. This is more just like a recap and inspirational type of video. Moved down to Tampa, and basically since that point, it's been really good, or life has been really good. Obviously, not every day is the best, but it's been a blessing every single day of this year. And this has by far been my best and most favorite year of my life. You know, since, you know, March of 2025, March of this year, we've scaled Summit Outdoor Services, my outdoor business, to multi 5-figure months. That business is doing good as well. And then I also began trading. So I started trading in, I think, February. Yeah, February is when I started trading through this program. And then from there, I've just been running that up. And it's been going really good as well. And now I'm getting to the point to where I want to not only build a community, but just come up with people within the community. I also double down on my content, which is probably why a lot of you guys are watching to this point now, because since then, double down on my content, and that's been going really good. And it's crazy that like I've been recording content for some time now, to where like, and especially the type of content that I make, I'm able to go back and literally see like what my life looked like within a, you know, not even too long ago. The day that I moved into this apartment, I recorded, I think it was like my 2nd or 3rd day in the live video. It did 37K on Instagram, and it did 244K on TikTok. So that video did really good, and that like kind of showed me the type of content I should make. And literally since that day, bro, I doubled down on that shit and I went crazy on the day in the lives, bro. Like crazy on them. On top of me building on my content, I got accepted into USF, which is my dream school coming into Florida. So now for my junior year of college, I'll be going to USF, as well as building my outdoor services business, trading in the morning, and then probably hitting the gym at night. So like that's really my mindset right now and what my schedule looks like. Honestly, just a blessing. So I tell all that to say, bro, like there is lessons to learn within my story that you can pull from me and inspire into your life and adapt into your life as well. And the main lesson that I've learned, that persistency is what will get you to success. Everyone in life is running essentially the same race. Some people are walking, some people are jogging, some people are running full sprint. The thing is that everyone's running the same race and the finish line is at the same spot, and we're all going to get to the finish line at different spots within our life. The only thing that will stop you from getting to that finish line and anything that you want to achieve is quite literally just stopping. Literally the second that you stop, you will never win. I say that as an analogy to show that like no matter what you're doing in life, as long as you have a vision, which is the finish line, and you have persistency, which is you getting to that vision and getting to that finish line, you will never lose. You will never lose. Obviously, there will be lessons and losses along the way to that win or on the way to that vision and success. But as long as you keep on going and keep on putting your faith in God, then everything will work out at the end, bro. And I see a lot of people, especially being an entrepreneur myself, I see a lot of people who want to build a business or want to become successful or want to do something great within their life. And they start doing it, kudos to them, they start doing it, but they give up before they ever see any results. Like, how are you going to give up because you don't see any results for a year or 2 years? It doesn't mean it's not working. That means you're just learning and getting better and that it will work. But a lot of people quit before something works for them, and then they wonder why they can't be successful. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense, bro. Like, you stopped running the race. How are you going to win the race if you stopped running that bitch? You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense. Second thing is just structure in your life. Throughout every phase of my life that I just explained to you guys, whether I was in college, whether I was working my 9 to 5, or whether I was self-employed, which I am now, I've always had structure. I've always had a schedule. I've always had routine. I've always had discipline in the things that I'm doing, and that is what's got me far. No matter where you are in life, you have to have structure. You have to know what you're doing, why you're doing it, when you're doing it. And if you don't, then you can't expect yourself to win, because you have to know where you want to go and how you're going to get there, and doing that on an everyday basis in order to achieve the things that you want to achieve. If you're not going to put in the work to get there, if you're not going to be disciplined in things that you need to do to get there, or be structured in how you're doing these things to get there, then you'll never win, bro. I'm sorry. Like, it's just never going to fucking happen, bro. You're delusional at that point, bro. You know what I'm saying? I want to be all inspirational and shit, but bro, if you don't do those things, bro, I guarantee you will never fucking win, bro. The last thing I'll leave you with is have faith no matter where you are in life. Not only just being persistent and consistent in things that you're doing, but have faith along the way. Even when you're at the lowest points of your life and nothing seems like it's going to work out and everything seems like it's against you, you have to keep that faith in your heart. Or even when you're at your highest points in life, when you're winning, when you're having those seasons of abundance, you have to keep that faith in your life, because the faith is what's going to get you there and what's going to get you through there. You know what I'm saying? And so that's very powerful, bro. So I encourage all of you guys who stay to the end of this video, make a similar change in your life. If you're already on that change, to keep grinding. If you haven't done it yet, I hope this inspires you to do it. Take that risk on yourself. Not only take that risk on yourself, but put yourself in that environment that's going to help you win. If you know what it takes to win, and if you know what it takes to get to where you want to be, start doing those things on an everyday basis and everything will shape out. Don't focus on the goal from 3 years from now. A year ago from now, I didn't focus on me being where I'm at now. I focused on what I was doing that day to get to where I wanted to be. And that's the difference that changed my life, honestly. Focus on today, focus on the now, and everything else will align itself as you go. Like, comment, subscribe. It'll help my channel out a lot. I appreciate you guys for watching. I'm going to keep more content coming. Y'all already know the deal, because I'm going to be staying on this content grind. I got to be hard on myself, because even me, I slack off in some places in my life, and YouTube is one of them. So I'm going to go 100% on this shit. Y'all going to see me a lot more. We're going to blow up. We're going to get to 1,000 subs. So that's the goal right now. I love y'all. Peace.